it's hard to explain, but like you've never played sports, right? Never been into sports. Like, you know, when people
Dance.
talk about being in the zone or being in a flow state,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what that means? Or can you relate to that at all? Because I've never felt that more
When I'm
than,
editing.
this is gonna maybe sound sad or kind of weird, but in Donkey Kong, I felt like, and I've talked to other players who I think agree with this, that you get into this state of this almost like sort of Zen state where you kind of feel like everything is in control. You see where the barrels are coming. You can predict the random movements coming. And it's kind of this beautiful, calming
Like euphoria.
flow state. There's this euphoric feeling with
It's like you're
feeling
on
that everything's
drugs,
in
but
control.
it's video games.
It's strange. It's like almost like an outer body experience. Like when you're driving a car and you just forget you're driving, and then you realize
Don't do that.
but you know how you kind of go on autopilot and you realize,
Yeah.
shit, I've been driving the last 2 minutes and I can't remember what happened. It's almost like that, except you're doing something really technically difficult on autopilot. That's like kind of the best analogy I can have to explain it, because
Interesting.
you can play this game. Donkey Kong, simply put, is a game where you're just trying to run up a structure to get to the end, to get to the finish line. But if you look kind of past that, yeah, you can get to the game as quickly as possible and just try to get as many points that way. But then they realized, the best players in the world realized, including Billy Mitchell in the 80s, that the game actually has an end. The designers of the game didn't want it to have an end. It has something called a kill screen. So you have a certain amount of time to finish a level, and that gets calculated based off how many levels into the game you are. Once you get to the 20-second level, there's actually like an error in how the game calculates your clock for how much time there is to finish the level, and it doesn't give you enough time to finish that 20-second, the first barrel board of the 20-second level. So people realize, okay, there's a finite limit on how many boards I have to get a high score. So for a long time, the best players in the world were just the people who could get to the end of the game. So if you can just rush to the kill screen as quickly as possible, you're only going to get like 700,000 points, but you'll reach the kill screen that way, and you will have played a very safe, conservative way to get there, for example. But if you really push the game to the limit and do what like only the best people in the world can do, it's you're trying to maximize the amount of time within each level to get as many points as possible. And that involves jumping over the same barrel twice. You can control the barrels through very small movements to manipulate whether or not they go down ladders. So whereas someone might just look at the game quickly and at a very superficial level just see barrels falling down a hill and a guy jumping over them, like me and the 30 other people in the world, or the 100 other people in the world who are really good at Donkey Kong, we're like we're like you know that scene in The Matrix where like he's like can see the code.
Yeah.
It's kind of feels like that. It's like you can make things happen that other people don't understand how you're making them happen.
You're so passionate about this.
But it's an amazing feeling to feel like that in control of that chaos.